Mr. Terrific's mask looks exactly the same in Superman as it did in the Arrowverse. This is a reference to the fact that we are literally never getting white eyes ever. Fast forward a few months to when the movie actually came out. Or a series. Honestly, I have no idea. But either way, this person took a screenshot from a trailer because they noticed while watching the trailer, which is obviously only a small part of the movie, or contains only a few scenes from a movie, that the mask looked different, that the mask didn't contain the white eyes, because I'm kind of thinking that he only has white eyes in certain scenes, like in fight scenes or whatever, and you decided based on the trailer that you're never ever getting it, and then the movie came out and you looked silly because you were very sure of yourself. Like, to be fair, this could happen to anyone, but still, you look a little silly now after being so mad about it. Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. Today is actually our first time on Aged Like Milk, of people who very boldly are wrong. It's a little like confidently incorrect, only it usually only turns out a little bit later that these people are very wrong. So let's see what we find, shall we? But you know the deal, before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll continue. Do you have your drink? Okay, let's go. Massive scandal. The Harris-Biden administration has been caught fraudulently manipulating job statistics to hide the true extent of the economic ruin they have inflicted upon America. Posted on the 21st of August 24. In my opinion, today's job numbers were rigged in order to make the Republicans and me look bad. Posted on 1st of August this year. Well, no. Statistics never lie. Unless it's making me look bad. Then they suddenly do. Like, I get it. I get that some statistics are kind of like confusing on purpose, or it's like hard to understand certain statistics if you don't have background info. But saying wildly different things about the same statistic that was like published again a year later basically is wild, because I also think this is like an official statistic. This isn't some small company who had like a trial group of like 3 people and try to say, oh no, this thing is definitely the way it is, right? This is a very official statistic, a nationwide statistic that you just say, oh no, they're faking. Well, actually, you're saying they're faking it in both instances, but yeah, you're just saying, oh no, they're woke. They're trying to make like the Democrats seem better and just like hide how much they messed up, but they're trying to make me look bad. Sure, very convenient. It's sickening to see so many leftists on social media spreading false rumors about President Trump and his health. The Democrats have no class. Is this you? Is Joe Biden alive? Posted in July 24. To be fair, I have seen like worse or more crass jokes, I guess, about Trump than I did Joe Biden, but still turning around and acting like you're so much better, like trying to act like you have the moral high ground, as if you didn't go down the same path as soon as you didn't like hear from Joe Biden for like a day. You were just like, is he dead? Did he die of old age? You know, because we all know that's what you're getting at. You're not trying to post it out of like curiosity or to see if anyone has any information. You were just be like, he's so old, he must have died, right? We know that's what you were getting at. So honestly, trying to pretend like you have the moral high ground and then other people doing the same thing you did is somehow bad is wildly stupid, especially if people can easily pull up your past tweets about it. Just voted yes on the one big beautiful bill with 3 flags. Breaking, national debt just hit $37 trillion. Not just a number, but a bill our kids can't afford to pay. But yeah, no, it's a really big, beautiful bill. The best bill this country has ever seen. What are you doing? I love how these people make policies because they just know, oh, it will never affect me because whatever. I'm not the one who has to pay for it because I'm not low income. I'm not worried about my job. I don't have to worry about my job. I don't have to worry about housing or if I'm going to be able to get food after I pay my rent. I don't have to worry about that shit. So I'm going to make a bill that fucks over millions of people because I don't care. But sure, yeah, it's one big, beautiful bill. Absolutely astonishing. It's so good. This is for America. But which Americans specifically did you mean? Did you mean like 3 specific Americans, basically? Is that why you posted it with 3 flags? Trump claims that Westmore privately told him, "Sir, you are the greatest president of my lifetime." To which Westmore replied, "Keep telling yourself that, Mr. President." And also reposting it and just saying, lol. Like already, like just post, like reposting, just being like, lol. Already tells me a lot because, yeah. But actually, being passive aggressive towards him is also a great choice, actually. A 1980 film depicted how we thought we could raise Titanic. 4 years later, we discovered that it was impossible because it was in 2 pieces. Well, it was a very nice plan. It was a nice plan, really, but that's unfortunately all it was, apparently. A very nice plan, which, I mean, who knows? Like, maybe it could have worked perfectly, right? Unfortunately, it did very much age like milk. Yeah, but it was a very nice plan. John Oliver, 2016 has been the freaking worst year. Why did you have to say that? I am blaming this dude specifically, because when you put things like that out into the universe sees that as a challenge. So you better apologize right the fuck now. Like, you can't just say things like that. That's like really the quickest way to make sure things get worse. You know? Like, it's almost, I don't know if this is worse or saying, oh, this year has been so great so far. Like, I'm sure nothing can go wrong this year. That might also happen. But if you say it like that, then maybe only that year would be cursed. But you made sure every year is increasingly more cursed. So I kind of think what you said is worse. And I really, really, really want you to take it back. Right now. On April 30th, Josh Smith of Montana Knife Company said you won't have to worry about tariffs if you buy American. Last week, he realized his costs are going up because he imports equipment and steel, and so do his suppliers. In my opinion, many people aren't aware of how much they import. Why would you even say this? Like, I mean, first of all, if you're leading a company, shouldn't you know? Shouldn't you know where your resources come from? Like, sure, you maybe don't know the specifics all the time because there's just like too much in the company to keep track of. Sure, but shouldn't you have like a basic overview of where your resources come from? You know, just because you're based in America and sell to America shouldn't you know? And if you don't know, for whatever reason, why wouldn't you ask the people working for you if it is going to affect your company? Like, shouldn't you want to keep track of how is this company still running? Like, I mean, overzealous bosses who like get involved in everything, especially in like bigger companies, ridiculous, right? But shouldn't you have like a basic knowledge while trusting your different departments to do their job? Shouldn't you? because this dude apparently has a little too much trust. You know, and I only say that because he has no clue what's going on. A Google ad from 1999 promoting its search engine. Google is a pure search engine. No weather, no newsfeed, no links to sponsors, no ads, no distractions, no portal litter. Nothing but a fast-loading search site. Reward them with a visit. Can we have this back though? Like, is there a way to get this back? Because it sounds amazing. You know, like, we can sit here and grieve that it isn't like this anymore. Or laugh about it because it's so far removed to how it is today. But also, can we just get it back on track towards that, maybe? You know, that would be really great. Can tiny Walmart survive against the big guys? I mean, to be fair, I know Target is still a big thing. Are Kmart's still a thing? And I've never even heard of Woolco. I'm not American, by the way, if it wasn't clear. But is Kmart the... I think I've heard that, but I don't know if it was like in movies that played in like the 80s or 90s, but is that still a thing? And also, I'm not sure it aged like wine. Aged like milk, because... I mean, literally, you had no idea it was gonna happen. And if you're gonna like shit talk it in this article and be like, well, it stands no chance, there's no way it's gonna be around in 5 years, then yeah, definitely aged like milk. But if you're just like kind of expressing healthy skepticism, then that would actually be understandable. September 21. Remember when we learned that our wealthiest and most powerful people were connected to a guy who ran a literal child sex trafficking ring? And then that guy died mysteriously in jail, and now we just don't talk about it. 2021 JD Vance. Investigate Epstein. 2025 JD Vance. Stop talking about Epstein. Nothing to talk about here. This is such a 2021 topic. We don't even need to talk about it anymore. Is that what you're saying? Or is it just really convenient to further your own agenda, to change your mind that drastically? Like, technically there's nothing wrong with changing your mind. Like, if you learn more about a topic and you change your opinion, that's great, but I feel like you didn't learn anything except to lie to further your own agenda because you know what works. But really, you're just being a shitty person that didn't really learn anything. So, not really that much in favor of you changing your opinion right now. January 20th, 2025. We'll put America first. Trump at inaugural address. August 4th, 2025. Trump threatens he'll not fund states for natural disasters if they boycott Israeli products. It's almost like he doesn't care. It's almost as if he doesn't care about Americans. It's like he only cares about money and power. That's weird. Who would have thought? Trump talks. Trump, in many cases, identifies as a Democrat. It just seems that the economy does better under the Democrats than the Republicans. Well, you're not wrong. It's just, I know this was a while ago, right? This was really a while ago. This wasn't like 5 years. But still, like, if you even then knew that the data backed this up, how did you just conveniently forget and decided to fuck it up? Like, learning more isn't a bad thing. Forgetting everything you've ever known is... kind of is, because you're just not, like, unlearning it. You're willfully ignoring it to be ignorant and to further your own agenda. So, you know, that's cool, dude. That's very, very, very cool of you that you apparently lost your brain. Gun swag from the early 90s. I'm an active shooter. What? Like, I'm sure back then it didn't even like have a meaning. It just meant that you know how to shoot, probably. You know, or that you like shooting at targets for fun, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure that's kind of all it meant, you know, something along those lines, but oh boy. This really, 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 really did not age well. June 2019. But burning the flag doesn't abolish or harm the country in any way. It just makes people very emotionally upset, and speech that makes people very emotionally upset is the only speech that needs to be protected. Yes, make it a crime to burn the American flag. Desecration of the gay pride flag is already prosecuted as a hate crime in this country. No more double standards. If the sacred symbol of the LGBT cult is protected, American flags should be too. Simple as that. You do see you're part of the problem, right? Like, America is a country that has a flag. That people burn this flag as a way to show that they think that what the government is doing is fucked up is really one thing, but the fact that you're just standing here and be like, oh well, the LGBT cult over there, like, even if their flag is protected and our flag isn't, that's such a crime. Like, you do see you're part of the problem, right? February 19th, 2021. Joe Biden is not my president. Yes, Trump is your president even if he hurts your feelings. April 18th, 2025. Well, Joe Biden was your president even if it hurts your feelings. Like, you're aware that people, I mean, even you weren't saying it in a, oh, well, he's just factually not my president. People aren't saying it because of that. You used to understand that because you said the same thing. You just said, oh, he's not my president. I didn't vote for him. I don't support him. You knew that that's what you were saying. But then you want to turn and be like, well, I'm allowed to say I don't disagree with this president, or that I don't share his values, or that I don't like him. I'm allowed to say that, but you're not. You're not allowed to say that, because I don't care that it hurts your feelings. But if it hurts my feelings, then I'm allowed to say it. Is a really, really, really stupid double standard. But yeah, 4 years is apparently long enough to forget about it. If Kamala wins, you are 3 days away from the start of a 1929-style economic depression. If I win, you're 3 days away from your best jobs, the biggest paychecks, and the brightest economic future the world has ever seen. US job cuts reach 806,383 so far in 2025, highest for January till July since 2020. You see, 2020, it was like almost understandable. It was really bad, and a lot of people obviously died or lost their job because their companies couldn't function anymore. But that was a reason for it. That was like understandable for people. But to say one thing and then turn around and do the complete opposite knowingly is somehow the stupidest thing, or maybe the stupidest thing is people still believing you when you say things, because how is anyone gonna take what you say serious if you're not even like going back on your word, but if you're literally just saying one thing and doing the complete opposite? Like, how are people still out here believing what he says? You know, like, make America great again? As in Great Depression? Sure. If that's what you meant, you did one thing right, at least. Can confirm, being a #girldad is a great blessing. January 2020. Identifying yourself as a girl dad is super cringe and corny. Also a weird way to try to inoculate yourself against claims of sexism or whatever. I have both boys and girls. I'm not a girl dad or a boy dad. I'm just a dad. May 2025. Really? It's not that deep. You know, people don't say that as a way to be like, oh no, I'm a girl dad, I can't be sexist. They say it to mean cute fun things like, yeah, of course I have tea parties with my 3-year-old. Of course she's allowed to paint my nails if she wants. Of course I know all the Disney princesses. You know, like fun, trivial things like that. They don't mean it in a, oh, I'm a girl dad, so I can't ever be sexist. That's not what people mean. And I kind of feel like you didn't even mean it like that specifically, but I kind of think most people who say, oh yeah, I'm a girl dad, it kind of mean that. You know, like fun, playful, and then you want to just turn around and be that bitter about it. Like obviously a girl dad or a boy dad is still just a dad. But did it really warrant you being this mad about it? Because that seems like a weird thing to be this upset about, actually. Anyways, I feel like I'm gonna get also upset over like trivia things if I keep this video going, so I'm gonna leave you here. This video just kind of reminded me how much fun Confidently Incorrect is, and I think I have to go back to it at some point in the future because that one's also just fun. But this one, also kind of hilarious because, yeah, some people will never admit when they're wrong. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're hydrated. If not, maybe consider drinking something now. And I'll be back in a few days with my next video.